Today, guys, we're going to talk about something that nobody wants to talk about. That's this dreaded topic here of eBay returns. What you can do to minimize your returns and what you can do so that you end up with the maximum amount of profit. That's what we're going to talk about today, guys. Hang around. eBay returns. What can you do about it? Well, nobody wants them, but everybody gets them. And if you are a clothing seller, if you sell clothes on eBay, you probably get a few returns from people who don't have the right size, the color wasn't exactly the way you wanted, etc., etc. So what can you do to minimize the returns that you have on eBay? Because when you think about it, when you send those items out to a customer, you have to pay for the shipping there and in some cases the shipping back. And it costs you money to have returns. So what are a few of the things that you can do to minimize the number of returns that you have? And what's just a few factors that you want to keep in mind when you are selling clothing on eBay? Well, I thought about just a few of them, and this is something I think is really, really important. You want to keep in mind when you're selling used clothing on eBay, and that's this. Have you ever noticed that, say you have a t-shirt, and that t-shirt started off, let's just say it was a large, and you washed it and dried it, and now that t-shirt is no longer a large. That t-shirt is probably either a medium or possibly even a small, depending on how long you dried it and so forth. Now, let's say that you weren't measuring that item, right? Let's say that you listed it on eBay as a polo t-shirt size large in men's. And the customer got it, and of course it fits like a small or a medium. Well, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get a case open, they're going to send you an email saying that, hey, you now have a return. So what can you do to minimize that? Well, one thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're selling clothing, you want to make sure that you absolutely take measurements from armpit to armpit and the length of the item. Because you got to remember one thing. If that man is a large, he might be a tall. And if he gets an item that comes to his navel, he's probably not going to be real happy with that. So you want to measure from armpit to armpit, number one, and you want to measure the length. These are just one or two of the things that you can do to make sure that you minimize the number of returns. All right, guys, here's another thing you want to do. You want to make sure that you have your return policy stated. And simply put, to be perfectly honest with you, if you're not taking back returns, you're probably not selling a lot of items on eBay. And that's a whole nother video. That's a whole another topic for discussion. But in the selling world, in the world that we're in, we have to take returns back. That's just what we do. It's just like Walmart. Imagine you going to shop at Walmart and they didn't have a return section. Well, would you feel confident in buying items from Walmart? Of course you wouldn't. So all it does by accepting returns is that it instills confidence in the buyer that this is a good product. Because you got to remember, they're buying this item sight unseen. The only thing they see are the pictures that you've uploaded. And sometimes the pictures are good. Sometimes they portray an accurate picture. Sometimes they don't, of what the item really looks like. So you want to make sure that you have your policy stated, that you accept returns. I think for top rated, you have to accept a minimum of 14-day return policy. And in my case, what I do is I state that the buyer pays the return shipping. In some cases, you might even want to pay the shipping, especially if you find out that the item was your fault. And sometimes it is your fault, and sometimes it's good just to kick it in and just go ahead and pay for it. Keep a happy customer and perhaps not negative feedback. That's one of the things that you can do to make sure that you are minimizing returns. I like this video and I hope that you guys liked it and benefited from it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button below. Like this video, please share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We also want you to catch us on Facebook at Richard McGee or Around the Clock Profits, and you can find us on Facebook. The link is below, or you can find us on Twitter, Richard McGee 14. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate you guys watching, and as always, make it a great day. We'll see you on the next video.